So in this video, I'm going to be using this Suture Buddy material, and it's made to practice lacerations and has all these different shapes in it. I'm going to go through each one of these. You can see even it has like fake blood on the bottom. They come in different skin tones, and let's go through each of these. So we'll start with this, just loading it with a 3-ethylon, and you can see that the way I approach lacerations like this is you want to start in the middle of a laceration. This way you can keep everything nice and even. What you do is you just flip it 2 times over. So 1, 2, you grab that other piece, you go the opposite direction. I like to twist it a little. The second knot needs to be nice and tight. Second knot, it's important, nice and tight. And then the other 3 or 4 knots that you do, you just keep crossing directions. So this is going to be a simple interrupted suture, and we'll go ahead and practice this one on the Suture Buddy material. The technique that I'm going to be doing that you'll see throughout this is each time just going half, dividing this top thing and just putting a suture right there halfway through it. And this way, when you're done, all of your sutures come out nicely spaced. So again, the second knot, you want it to be nice and tight. The third, the fourth, the fifth, you just keep crossing directions over there. A quick note about tails, how short to cut them. You generally want to have a nice healthy tail because the person who's going to be taking this out needs to have something to grab onto, and it's very difficult to take sutures out, particularly if you have patients that follow up like 2 weeks or 3 weeks after they got placed. So thinking about the person who's going to be taking it out, you want to leave your tails nice and healthy. Generally, you want it to be on the same side of the cut. Obviously, that's not important for the skin healing. It's just an aesthetic thing. The skin does not care which side the knot is on. It's going to heal pretty much exactly the same. So the technique, again, each time I'm just dividing the laceration in half. And one thing you'll note about this simple interrupted suture is that it takes time. I'm already, this is a sped up video, but this whole laceration, this like 3 or 4 centimeter cut takes around 6 minutes to close, which is really not very efficient. So we're going to go through the Suture Buddy and go talk about the different techniques that you can do lac repairs and how to do it even quicker. And in each lac over here, we'll try to do a bit of a different technique, so you can see how I go about doing that. So let's get it back into focus there. We're nearly done with this lac. It looks like we probably need 1 or 2 more on the top. You usually want to cut with the very ends of your scissors, something that plastic surgeons are very serious about. These scissors that I'm using are kind of dull though, so I can't really pull that off. But generally, a couple of things you'll learn in the OR: don't grab the needle from the sharp ends. You want to keep it nice and sharp, and cut scissors with the very tip of the scissors. So again, these are simple interrupted sutures, and so far this Suture Buddy material is absolutely fantastic. This is really replicating what it's like in real skin to suture. So we'll finish this up with just this last throw over here. And so again, this small laceration over here, which is only a few centimeters, really took around 6 or 7 minutes just to close, which is not super time efficient. So if someone has a small cut, maybe 1 or 2 centimeters, this is the kind of suture technique I'd use. But for a longer cut, even this size, this is not a super efficient technique. And you don't want to make it too tight. This is perfect. The Suture Buddy material so far is working out just awesome. You can see how nice it's holding it together. It's not too tight, but it does hold it together just the way I want it. So I'll grab another 3-ethylon over here, and in this time we're going to be doing a running suture on the top one. Trick with the running sutures is consistency, just like any other laceration. So I'm going to try to just keep being consistent with the distance and how deep I'm going in, and this Suture Buddy is actually letting me do this really nicely. You know, the material is easy to work with. It's not falling out, it's not tearing through. I've worked with a lot of different kind of mats before, and this one is awesome. So that's a running subQ. That took, by the way, half the time. It's double the length, but it took half the time. Grab another 3-ethylon. Let's do this one here on the left. Now this is a V-shaped laceration. So how do you go about doing this? The trick is to divide it into separate lacerations. This is not uncommon, particularly I work in the emergency department. You'll see cuts like this that are not, just straight lines. And so the trick is to divide it into different lacs. So I'll do this one here on the right side now that it's divided, and I'll do just a quick running suture on the right, and then I'll do a running suture on the left. So far, this Suture Buddy material is really working out nicely. I haven't had any instances where the mat breaks or anything like that. We've been able to do simple interrupteds. We did a running suture. We are now working on our third laceration, which has this V shape. So it's a pretty interesting cut. And the trick again is to just separate it into two lacerations. And we'll just close off this suture. Apologize that it's not in focus. This next cut, let's do this one over here all the way to the right, and we'll do a horizontal mattress over here. Horizontal mattresses are fantastic for areas under tension. So if someone comes in with the laceration to their knee, for example, you better believe this is the suture technique I'm going to do. And it actually looks real. The Suture Buddy is not joking when the skin looks raised like this. If you do a good horizontal mattress, that will happen. Now let's do this lac over here, this other Y shape. Same technique as before. I'm going to try to separate this into 3 different lacerations here. So I'll put a throw through each little part over here. You'll see how I do that through that little end of the Y, and then that other side I'll come out there. I'll tie that off, and then it will instantly be 3 lacerations. Here I'm going to be doing hand ties. I really love doing hand ties. The trick to getting good at these is to do a million of them. You really got to practice. And I guess I'll do something different on this laceration. Instead of doing those, the running, we'll do a running locking. A running locking is something that I'll occasionally pull out if this is a knot that needs to be under tension, and I also need to do it pretty quickly. So this is a great stitch to be comfortable with. It's really nice. And it's awesome, the Suture Buddy material. We've already been through, we did that simple interrupted, we did the running suture, we did a V-shaped lac, we did the horizontal mattress, and now we're going to be doing another V-shaped, well, this one's a Y-shaped lac with a running locking suture. And this is really replicating real skin in sped up speed, so this isn't in real time, but all of these lacs are not taking very long at all to do, and it's very great to practice on this kind of stuff. So this is how you get good. You just practice, practice, practice. So highly recommend this material. This is so far turning out beautiful. So here we are with our Suture Buddy. We've done a horizontal mattress, simple interrupted, running sutures, running locking. For the last one, we'll do a vertical mattress, and we'll start in the middle of the laceration like before, and we'll go far, far, and then near, near. Now I'm going to do this at a sped up speed because, like simple interrupted, this is a time-consuming stitch. It's used for wounds under tension, but to be honest, like I think I mentioned before, I prefer the horizontal mattress. It's quicker, and it also provides a good amount of tension. So if someone comes with a laceration on a joint, like the knee or the elbow, this is the kind of suture technique that you'd want to do. And this is coming along really nicely, just like before. You start in the middle, then you divide the top in the half, then the bottom in the half. This way you keep your sutures evenly spaced. And this is the final product of the Suture Buddy. This thing was awesome. It's really like fake skin, and if you want to get good at suturing, you should get one of these and try this out. Check out all these different techniques we're able to do on just one suture pad. So I hope you enjoyed this. Thanks for watching.